Good evening, Porter Johnstown Management Committee. Call to order at 6:30 p.m. at the Council Chambers in Spencerville, Ontario. I'll call this meeting to order. Number two, approval of the agenda. Is there
Mr.
any
Deputy Mayor,
comments?
do you mind if I, just based on the fact that we only have three members of council here tonight, would it be okay if we push the closed session to maybe next week's meeting for council instead?
13?
Number 13, yep, sorry.
Yep.
You okay with that, Councillor Spale?
Do I have to make a motion on that to amend the? Okay.
So I'll make a motion to move it then to move the closed session to for number 13 to next week's council meeting instead.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Ward, second by Mr. Smell. Any question, comments on it?
Nope.
Carried. Thank you. Number three, disclosure pecuniary interest, if any. Mr. Smell? Thank you. No delegations or presentations. Minutes of previous Port Johnstown Committee meeting. The Port Management Committee receives and approves the minutes of the Port Management Committee meeting dated February 17th, 2026 as present. Need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Mr. Smell, second by Mr. Ward. All in favor? It's good when I don't have to go too far, just look right here. Number six, business arising from the previous Port Management Committee meeting, if any. Number seven, discussion items, there's none. 8A, grain operations. I do say, Mr. Moulton, you are up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the grain operations report for February 2026. Our ending inventory for the month was of 42,355 metric tons. Rail deliveries of corn were lower than forecasted. We predicted we were going to have 125 cars, and we actually only ended up with one car for the month. During that time, we took advantage of the reduced traffic and concentrated on bin cleaning and employee training. And we also cleaned 7,000 tons of corn for a local manufacturer. The summary of the traffic, we received 5,151 metric tons of grain via truck. We received 92 tons by rail. We shipped 9858 grain back out on truck, and we shipped nothing on rail. Recordable injuries, we had 2 learning events in the month of February, and our labor hours are for the current year are almost 3,000, which is just slightly higher than it was a previous year. And we had a AAA for our quality score this month from the CGC. And that is our small operations report for the month.
Questions, comments? Go ahead, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. So with the 2 learning events, were they were the same root cause or different things entirely?
They were 2 things. We had a fella slipped on the ice,
Okay.
and went down, and we had an incident where the guy was walking across a catwalk, and he was walking at about 5 feet height, and the pipe is about 4'5", and he bonked his head on the pipe.
Cool.
Just silly little things, and they seem to happen.
Accidents happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Mr. Stitt, you're on.
Through the chair, Mike, Mike, do you guys keep track of the number of trucks you process?
Or we could divide that number by 40,
Okay.
and so it's
So what's that number? I don't have my calculator. I do have a calculator with me someplace.
we talk about trucks receiving.
Yeah. What is it?
Sorry, it's about 204 trucks if I do my quick math.
Yeah,
Is that like average or is that high or low?
slow.
Is it?
Yeah. Typically right now, I mean, from the time I've been there, we're pretty busy bringing the corn in for spring shipment, but there's no corn. So that's why we see that it's a little slow. It's always going to be a little slower, certainly in the spring,
Okay.
but it's slower than normal now. Well, we're going to see that pick up a bit here now that the Seaway's open with some more inbound traffic, which will bring our inventory more in line for next meeting based on the schedule that I currently have.
So no, not really any rail action.
No, like I said, we've had pretty strong forecasting
Yeah.
for requirements, but
And,
the end is very hard to predict.
and lower truck work. No boats,
No.
but yet our labor is up.
Yeah, we did some work on weekends and we did a lot of, what's that? Yeah, well, we do have more employees, but,
Is that what
I think
is that
we
what
worked
it is,
3
Ron?
weekends
Just
for-
more
yeah.
people, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. I think it's only a couple hundred hours or something, isn't it? It's pretty close to the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Frank?
Yeah, just one through the chair. Mike, did you suggest that there's grain boats anticipated that will come in and we will unload that will improve the inventory situation?
That's correct.
And when would they
Follow
be,
up, Frank?
when would they be anticipated?
One for the month of April, one for the month of May, and one for the month of June.
Okay, good, thank you.
Forecasted. That's just forecasted.
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? I have one, Mike, with the 125 rail vehicle or rail trucks we're supposed to have for corn. We end up with one. That's coming.
Yeah,
The corn's coming, right? This is a CN issue, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So it's there. I think.
Yeah.
What do we have
I think
total?
we'd
200 and some coming in from now to June.
Well, forecast is probably closer to 400 than 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked pretty hard at getting a pretty good schedule for the same amount of cars every month. And the very first month, it's already
Yeah.
at the window.
They're easy to work with. I know. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions before we move on? Okay. 8B maintenance report. Report will be presented by Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Maintenance report for March 26. Work in the maintenance department during the previous month included the following: weekly, monthly dust system maintenance. We removed 6 conveyor motor from service, replaced the bearings and reinstalled the motor. The inboard bearing had failed. Cut and install urethane liner in number 5 and 7 lofter heads. This is an ongoing maintenance thing. The urethane does last 10 to 12 years, whereas steel, you're lucky to get 2 years out of. So it's basically a consumable. Plow and salt roads when necessary, and I wish that would come to an end here for good. But continue with fabrication and installation of machine guarding. We had to replace the starter on the track mobile. Had to adjust the tracking conveyors, basement conveyors 1 and 4. That's just a seasonal thing based on temperature as it changes over the course of the seasons. We had to take 5 feet out of conveyor number 1. This was a new belt, I'm going to say about 6 years ago. And again, this is just as it stretches over the period of time, we have to shorten it. So we had to do that just a couple weeks ago. Replace small cable of track 1 car haul. That's the rail winches for pulling rail cars into position. Prep for replacement of rotary valves and dust collection systems A and C. We have the rotary valves here now, and the guys have started. We'll be changing the first one tomorrow. The guys continue with GMP maintenance. We replaced bearings in number 9 dust fan motor. The electrical department included the following: we installed new CB radio and antenna in the truck receiving area. Work with the mill rates as required, which is almost a daily thing anymore. Replaced number 1 Garner alarm motor. What that is just a small 1 RPM clock drive that drives a paddle switch that when the garner gets full, it gets an alarm to the waymen so they don't overfill the garners. Conducted monthly premise inspection as per GMP requirements. Replace malfunctioning 120 volt XP rated receptacle on the cleaner floor. We replaced a 1/2 horsepower motor boiler condensate return pump, and again, GMP maintenance. And on GMP, I've been doing a lot of prep, getting ready for the audit in April. Any questions?
Questions, comments for Jeff on the maintenance report?
Yeah, I had to. I misunderstood. Maybe I think I was misunderstood. When you say you shorten number one conveyor, that's the actual belt you shorten, not the. I was like, how do you shorten the conveyor system? And with the, anyways,
It's the belt.
it is the belt. Okay. Yeah, and that must be a fun process to try and then reconnect it at the other when you take the 5 feet out as well, I would think.
Well, you have to slacken it off. The guys came in and did it on a weekend. They were about 5 hours.
Okay. Great.
They have it down to a science. They're good.
Love to see a video sometime, or just come in person. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, comments? Go ahead, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you. Just curious, you mentioned you referenced an audit, April audit coming up. Maybe I missed it, but what is that audit coming up?
It's GMP audit, so we keep our certification. Sean does a lot of work on it as well. Yeah, for food security, good manufacturing practices. If you keep your certification, I believe you can still trade grain with Europe. If you don't have it, I don't believe you can do that. So,
Thank you.
and they look at everything.
Just to follow up on that, who's they, like that oversees a good management practice? Is that it's federal government?
No. It's their own. It's like it's their own entity type thing. They're a business that audits food-based companies who.
Oh, okay.
It's an international standard, is what it is, really, that you have to maintain to be able to trade
For
with
the food,
other companies.
because of
Yeah,
the
it's
grain and so on. We
yeah.
do.
If we didn't do that, we probably couldn't do business with across the road or anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
And any other questions, comments? The belt, it's stretched. Are we going to replace the belt because it's not holding their full capacity? Is that our plan?
No, that's what I said. This is a new belt.
Oh, it is a
It
new
was
belt.
installed about 5 years ago. So as it breaks in, you have to shorten it.
Okay.
Eventually that will come to an end.
Right.
For now.
Then they'll
just-
take the full load.
It can take a full load now.
Right.
It's just, it will stretch more over the next 5 years.
Good. Okay. Any other questions, comments, people? Okay. Moving on to C is our capital budget report, and it will be presented by Mike and Jeff. Go ahead, Mike.
I'll start.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I need to read through the line items. It's only February, and typically we don't even have our budget set yet. So I'll make a comment to start, and before you ask any questions, the fact that Jeff has already got 3 boxes checked as green and finished here, and a lot more in process, shows that we're probably 4 or 5 months ahead on our capital projects than we have ever been since I've started. So it's pretty impressive what we've got done, and it's a big list to do. So in saying that, if you do have questions, Jeff and I will certainly be happy to answer them.
And Jeffrey?
Just to reiterate what Mike said, it is a big list, but that's okay. It's a big list every year. And getting the capital budget approved in November has been really helpful to me in procuring parts. Because a lot of them are 16 weeks waiting time. You can see like lofter belts. I have the belt for number 4 lofter. I already have it on site. Number 5 lofter belt. It should be here next month. Lofter buckets for number 5 lofter. They are here. The window replacement for mid building B. Those windows, he's come in taking his finals measurements a month and a half ago. So those windows will be ordered so he can come and start going as soon as the weather turns around. The rotary valves, as I said, for the dust system. I've got 3 of them here now. The next 2 should be here in another month or less. And the guys are gonna change the first one tomorrow, so that gives us a good jump on that. And the other one, as far as the electrical feeders, I am reviewing pricing for those. I have all the prices, I just want to see what is the best approach to, for ops. I don't want to affect operations at all with that. And then for the elevator and the Bobcat, the RFPs, action items will be presented tonight, so. There is lots on the go, for sure.
Questions, comments?
It'd just be a quick one, but it is good to see. I mean, I know this is something that, we've been sort of, for the last 4 years of this council, we're trying to work at how do we get it so that, you guys have more time to get things done. And so, this was a record, I think, last year to get it done in November. And so it was good to see that we're seeing the output and you guys you're happy with it as well, and that we're getting this spread into more months, which is going to be a lot easier to accomplish. So I'm glad we were able to help out and get that to happen. So.
Any other questions, comments? Frank? Mr.
Sorry,
Green?
no, I'm fine, thank you.
Randy? I just have a quick one. Everything is moving right along except for some of our big ones like our dust system annex and the replacement of the roof on the track shed. Why aren't we kind of moving on that?
Time.
Okay.
There's only one of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
all this?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, good.
And the roof one, we have to wait till the snow's all off before we can make contractors in to look at it, so.
Good.
But yeah, it's basically just time, Steve.
Good. Okay, any other questions, comments on it before I go on? Okay, financial report will be presented by Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you. So the port's revenues for February were 316,000. You saw our storage remains significantly lower, combined with our total throughput of grain was down by about 40,000 metric ton for the month. So it still puts us at a very slow start to the year. We do hope to improve on that with this rail movement over the next couple of months. Along with the fact the Seaway's open now and we have our first project cargo set to come in this week. Our expenses were 598,000. Our labor and benefits and utilities were down over last year. I know that kind of counteracts the labor hours being up, but the labor hours are only including like the operations, not management, administrative. Our expenses were higher due to the fact our budget was approved in January, so we were able to take advantage of that also and get an earlier start on some of the bigger purchases that we typically wait for until budget's approved and the projects. So despite that, excluding the additional grain adjustment we had, we were able to keep our expenses lower than last year by approximately 11,000 overall. If you have any questions?
Questions, comments, anyone? Go
I
ahead.
actually just. Sorry about that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't do that often. Usually I'm the good mic guy. But I just noticed that. So we don't have a comparison field against the budget for the year as well. I don't think we dropped it off a while back, but
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, we were going to do that on a quarterly basis as opposed to monthly. So next month we'll have the first quarter.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah,
We
because
can transition to monthly if that would be.
I think we used to have it monthly, and I think we always used to have because it's a very fluctuating business and it's very dependent on weather, and especially. So I think we must have decided at the same time. I just didn't recall that. So quarterly, we'll see that then.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay with that unless there's any objection. But yeah, great. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? None? Okay. Moving on to 80 GM report. Go ahead, Leslie.
Thank you, Chair. I won't read through the report, but we've done some more stakeholder engagement and industry relations with 2 events in February and April, or February and March, sorry. We also mentioned that yourself and Mike Moulton attended the farm show. And I just wanted to special shout out to Mike for his ongoing commitment to networking and relationship building with our brokers and industry partners. It's really nice to see those relationships building over time. We did renew the salt lease agreement with Cargill. So they're the only salt business that renews on an annual basis. The Fraser House update, the Grenville County Historical Society did write back, and they're just in the process of pursuing the designation and will to designate the Fraser House as a National Historic Site. So they will report back to us if they want to further proceed the project. Our health and safety program remains strong and ongoing, and they've been doing weekly training, which is nice to see during the slower time of the year. As Rhonda alluded to, we do have our first project cargo arriving this week at 5,500 metric tons of steel pipe. The Enbridge gas update. So at the last meeting, you'll recall there was discussion and direction provided to have Enbridge come to a meeting. So in discussions with them, Mike, Jeff, and I have continued to meet with them almost on a weekly basis to try to better understand their business and quote process. And they did let us know that they will do public education at a council meeting, but they won't speak to specific projects in closed session or in the public forum. So I did provide an update on where we're at today. And we do feel as a team that they're doing their best to try to help us, and they're speaking with other businesses in the industrial park to see if there's greater numbers that might want to expand. But I'll leave it at that for now. To see where committee wants to go with respect to a public education piece. In speaking with Logistec, they do indicate that the port is becoming an attractive outlet for other steel providers, so we might have some further business with that. They have 2 Lafarge outbound aggregates booked for this summer so far, and they are working to procure salt internationally, as the domestic salt mines are taking probably 2 to 3 years to replenish their supply from the recent shortage. The Potentia Skyview BESS project that is ongoing on Dobie Road, we will expect to see 185 units of the 387 units arrive at the port. So the vessel size obviously cannot be accommodated through the seaway, so they're going to arrive in Montreal and then barge the units to Johnstown. So that's exciting. Hopefully in June we'll see that, and then depending on how that goes on site, we will probably see the remaining units come either later this fall or in 2027. That's all I have for now, Chair.
Questions, comments? Go ahead, Mr. Cameron.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd just like to make a quick comment to our poor manager, Leslie. It was really nice to have you out to the Grenville Federation of Ag at the AGM here in Spencerville. Great talk that night, and it really highlighted the port's importance to the local agricultural community. You also had a chance to speak in front of our MP and our MPP, which was fantastic. You also did a very nice job back at the roundtable, back at Kempville, the agroforest location. You mentioned it in the front end of your report that day in front of Minister Jones, and about give or take 30 other local agricultural leaders, farmers, interest groups. So on behalf of Ag, I think the port's putting their best face forward and really doing a good job. Mike, I'm curious, back at the Ottawa Valley Farm Show, with that in mind, did the port have a booth back there, or did you go back and just network and say hi? And okay, no, I heard you.
We were just walking around.
Fantastic. I know in the past the port has, on other years, had a booth back there. I didn't see it this year. I was just curious if maybe I missed it.
I don't think they've had one since COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you very much.
Any other questions, comments? Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, again, through the chair. Leslie, great to see the pipe coming in this week. I'm just curious, do we have any direct involvement in sourcing that business, or does, so to speak, the credit entirely go to Logistec?
In this case, Frank, it is Logistec that does have the primary relationship with Tenaris. We did meet with them when they did come on site for a site visit, but they're the primary contact for this.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Cameron stole a bit of my thunder. I was going to say the exact same thing. My wife and I were at the Grenville Farm Association meeting, and you did a great job up there. It was kind of noisy in the background, but you did a good job of speaking over some of the noise. And to Mr. Cameron's point, you talked with the port. I thought it was really good how you also showed, it's a customer base and how we were doing various things for the customer, making it faster to unload trucks and things like that. So I mean, it shows all that accomplishment that we've been really chasing. And so again, good job on behalf of myself and my wife as well said it to you as well. So really appreciate that, like you said. The other thing that I'm now curious about is, so we're getting in shipping containers for the BEST program. So is the barge come with the crane, or are we doing something to unload, or is there, what's the mechanism that can look like?
That's still to be determined, but it's likely in discussions with Logistec that it'll be a self-unloading crane from the barge.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
They're going to confirm as soon as the nomination is confirmed, but
Right. And if
yeah.
not, we have another way of doing it,
Yeah,
I'm sure. But
for sure.
okay, great. No, that's interesting. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments? I just have a couple. Our salt with cargo, we did. Is there any breakdown or comparison that we could maybe have next meeting of the last time we had? Is it yearly that we have a contract with these guys?
So it's annual for Cargill, and the other two are longer term. So both Windsor and Compass have they're going through till 2030, I believe it is. I think it was a 10-year term for those two.
Okay, so could we have an estimate
term
what we
is
did
and
last year from
Yeah.
year to year? Yeah,
Yeah.
at our next meeting.
Yeah.
With the Enbridge, I'm glad that well, I'm not going to get into it too deep. You know how I feel, but anyway, I think that you guys have done a lot, Leslie and Jeff and Mike, and maybe now that we have it all out, just leave well enough alone until they come back with us, and they may find, where they find other things. And I guess we can go on board. We just can't go to capacity, right? We might be able to.
We could go to capacity, and what they're trying to figure out right now is they said, like, there's certain allocation in the pipe. And as other businesses become more efficient, then there's more adequate space for us. So now that they better understand our BTUs
Right.
site-wide, and knowing now that we don't necessarily use the old dryer, that we're not consecutively using the old and the new at the same time.
Right.
Now that they understand that, they might be able to better align the capacity and say, okay, you can use the new dryer at full capacity these days during this time frame, and it won't impact anyone else in the industrial park. So
Right.
I do feel that they're trying to work with us, because they did say that if we go to the max, if we just want the max, then there's the whole OEB process. And she's like, it's like a 2-year process. So if we can keep you under that threshold, please interject if I'm inaccurately speaking here, but if we can keep it under the threshold and work within that, it's going to be very reasonable, and we're not going to impact anyone else. Because last thing we want to do is flip the switch and then impact Greenfield or someone else, right?
Mhm.
That's the big concern right now, is there's only so much gas available, allotted. And if they make us happy and we use more than we should,
Mhm.
there'd be 1 or 2 other clients down the line that are starving.
Right. But if we had our own line the size that we want,
Yeah.
it wouldn't affect
Right.
anybody.
Right,
Right. So to get it around that, we don't use
exactly.
our old dryer.
Yeah,
Which,
we throttle back where we can, if we can.
right,
So we don't affect any other clients.
right. I brought that up 3 years ago, though,
So did I.
so.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad. I think we should just not spend any more time as management. Let them come if they find something, say, hey, yeah, we're ready to do that. Go ahead. So,
They have all our numbers now for gas, what we used over the last 10 years.
Right.
So right now it is the ball is in their court. So
Good job. Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Smell.
Thank you. To Leslie or Mike or Jeff, doesn't matter. Did you ever consider using bunker fuel? Because I know factories get shut down and hauling that on gas and stuff, and all winter long they use bunker fuel. It's
To be honest,
transported in.
no, we have not. Yeah. And I'm not sure what process you would have to go
Yeah,
through.
you have to change the whole burner.
Yeah, yeah, because basically
Big
the
time.
natural gas dryer,
Yeah.
propane dryer, that's all they can burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wondering.
But it's a good question.
Thank you.
I'd rather just go with the interlock system and be done with it. So. Any other questions, Mr. Smell? No. Okay. We are moving on to oh, sorry. I need the Port Management Committee receives and review item 8A grain operation report, B maintenance report, C capital budget report, and D financial report, and E the GM report. I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Mr. Smell, seconded by Mr. Ward. All in favor? Carried. Uh, 8F upgrades and main personal elevator report. Glad to hear that too. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so I'll present the action item. Topic, upgrades to main personnel elevator. Purpose to recommend awarding the 2026 passenger elevator replacement as a sole source contract as described in the 2026 capital budget. This is very little information regarding the installation dates of the existing passenger elevators. The only available documentation suggests the existing elevators were installed by Beckett Elevator back in November 1967. I could find no other documentation whatsoever. The elevator has always been routinely inspected, serviced, and tested as per TSA regulations. And although the elevator continues to function safely and as needed quite consistently, its age has become a point of concern for SGS elevators during annual inspection and certification, especially for the mandatory 5-year testing protocol. The 5-year testing protocol is very rigorous, and the concern is that this testing has the potential to cause irreparable damage to the elevator components that will contribute to added costs of an elevator upgrade. The 5-year testing pushes the elevator beyond its rated limits, and there is some concern that it will fail just due to the age of it. SGS Elevators, our existing service provider, have been able to convince TSSA that the 5-year testing isn't necessary at this time, as we are in the process of replacing the elevator. Policy implications. Amount of work exceeds $75,000 and must have committee approval. We are recommending single sourcing this work for the following reasons. This is specialized work. The contractor has been a very reliable service provider since 2016. The contractor has experience working at the port. The contractor does quality work. The contractor has done the preliminary work with TSSA of getting the new elevator classed as freight rather than personnel without charge. Financial considerations, $300,000 was approved by council in 2026 capital budget. Recommendation, the Port Management Committee approves the award of the passenger elevator replacement 2026 project to SGS Elevators at the quoted price stated above, which is $300,000. The Port Management Committee approves the Port General Manager sign the contract on behalf of the Port Township.
Questions, comments? Go ahead.
So the price is $300,000. Is that what they're quoting us to do the repair, to do the work then?
It's going to be very close to that, yes. Hopefully under that, but
Yeah. I mean, I just don't love the single source. I think that's, I've seen it backfire on us as well. I get that, but I'm not a big fan of single source. Just because you never, it's especially in our airport because our budget is out in public, right? They know what we were looking for. And I'm not saying, that they're a good company to work for. I get that. I'm just saying we already knew the price that we had in a budget, and miraculously, it's probably the wrong term, but it comes in at that same price. I'm not a big fan of a single price, and so I'm kind of sitting on the fence about this one, to be honest. So I mean, I'm not going to hold it up. If worst case, I'll let it move on so we can have a discussion next week at council meeting about it. But I'm really not a big fan of the single source, to be honest. So my 2 cents.
Any other questions, comments? Thanks very much for your comment. Go ahead, Mr. Stitt.
Kind of 2 questions if I can for Jeff. Hey, Jeff, so it says here contractors and preliminary work, getting it reclassed or classed to freight rather than personnel. So does that affect passengers riding the elevator?
It does not. What it does is removes some of the instrumentation that's involved for it,
Okay,
with it's being freight rather than personnel.
okay. Yeah, just.
It does not affect safety in any
Okay.
way.
I'm assuming that when you guys put in 300,000, you had some preliminary discussions with somebody about cost to put the elevator in. You just
Yes,
said-
I did.
Okay.
Go ahead, Leslie, please.
I just wanted to quickly remind her too that this was a capital project that was estimated for 2025, and based on the recommendation of the deputy mayor and dealings with TSSA, his recommendation at the time was that it would probably be delayed, and you were accurate in that it took all of 2025 to reclassify, which is why this project was deferred and brought back now.
Yep, I remember. Any other questions, comments? Go ahead, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you, if I may. Jeff, with regards to a new elevator and a new installation, a $300,000 upgrade, can you kind of frame the scope work of what that entails? Is it a new cage? Is it new cable? Is it a whole new mechanism for operating the piece of equipment? And my final question would be, what do we do in the interim when the elevator is down for access to the roof?
I'll start with the last point first.
Sure.
As far as still having access to the roof, there is another elevator and we have several sets of stairs.
Stairs I'm familiar with. The other elevator I did not know about.
But as far as the machinery itself, we'll get a new controller. The hoist machine will be replaced. Hoist ropes, hoist rope gripper, hoist motor, governor, overspeed governor, governor ropes, traveling cables, hoistway wiring, pit idler governor shiv, hoistway leveling switches, car guide rollers, counterweight guide rollers, safety switches added to existing hoistway, pit buffers, car and haul industrial fixtures, industrial interlocks, and haul door frames. So it's basically a new car, new controller, new winches.
Okay, same cage,
Yeah,
same frame.
we don't have the real estate to change it.
Yeah, and that's what I was
Yeah.
curious about.
Let me say, we could put
We
it
could.
outside
Yeah,
and you'd be 4 times the amount.
I can appreciate that, as I believe Mr. Stick could also appreciate the costs.
Yeah.
In previous. Yep. Yeah. All right, thank you. So we won't lose the patina of that elevator, which is really critical to a lot of people, I'm sure. New engine, new transmission, new bumpers, basically, and new electronics. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Frank, anything?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, before I let that go, I'm not a fan of single source, but in this case I am. I realize it's a specialty work. There's not too many that do it. I can vouch the service they give us. We had a port day there a couple years ago. They're right there for us, with their vehicle if something happens or asking questions. So, and it's just, and working with TSSA, which I worked with many times, they have the ins and outs. They have a good relationship, obviously, if they got it down from freight rather than personal with no charge. So I'm not to go outside of that. So you have my support on that. I'll tell you a single source.
From my experience, since starting at the port, we've been through 3 other elevator companies. We're no longer with those ones because they didn't give us good service. That's why I guess I'm sticking my neck out for SGS. They've been great for us.
I can't agree with you more. Service means so much, especially in that type of work. So, no, you have my support on that. I know it's not good, but So single source is good. Randy, you have some?
No, just Clint was asking me about Ingredion, and not to bring them up, but we did the same thing. We threw Thyssen and all the other guys, and we ended up with SGS for both the man lifts. Now they were taken away. a few
Same
years ago.
company.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
company. Yeah, they were by far, they were the guys.
Means a lot,
Yep,
service and
yep.
something like that. So I know people, single source and it's 300,000, but I mean, what do you do when you have, the lowest tender comes in at 280,000 or 275 and you don't see them when you need them. So I'm sorry. I've been through that and been there and did that. So go ahead, Dodd.
Yeah, no, and I just remembered because it's a port meeting, so this approval would be actually the approval we would be would not come back to council for approval, right? It would, yeah. So I hear you on that. Like I said, it's it's like I said, I don't love single source. Sounds like there's a good history you guys all know about. So I mean, I've heard you. Yep, I've heard you. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, we have a recommendation on the floor. I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Mr. Smell, second by Mr. Ward. All in favor? Carried. Good report, Jeff. Okay, we're on to 8G, purchase of a new track compact loader. And this is with you, Jeff. Go ahead.
Okay. Another action item here. This is for capital project number 11, purchase of a new compact track loader. Purpose to recommend a supplier for the purchase of a new compact track loader. Background, the port has 3 model 963 Bobcat skid steers that were purchased in 2001. These units still function but require frequent maintenance and some parts are no longer available. In 2023, the port purchased the Bobcat telehandler model TL723, which is to date has served us very well. The new compact track loader, which the port will purchase if given approval, will be in the 75 horsepower range and somewhat smaller than our existing 963 units. The units we have right now are 105 horsepower. And the new unit will have rubber tracks rather than tires. The smaller size unit will permit easier access to the loading and unloading berths while maintaining the versatility of a conventional skid steer. Policy implications: a matter project exceeds $75,000 and must have committee approval. Scope of the work: this project involves the purchase of a compact track loader to replace one of the aging 963 skid steers. Financial considerations: $125,000 was approved by council in the 2026 capital budget. The port received 9 tenders, with price ranges from $83,000 to $83,250 to $111,693.50 before taxes. Of the 9 tenders, 4 did not meet required maximum width measurement. Of the 9 tenders, only one manufacturer offered a 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty. All others offered 2-year, 2,000-hour warranty. That warranty is critical as far as I'm concerned because the 963s that we have now, although they're 30 years old, we've only got a little over 2,000 hours on them. So warranty is big. A summary of the attached submissions is attached as Appendix A. You can see what I based my selection criteria on. Based on existing equipment fleet at the port and sound experiences from a maintenance, reliability, and customer service perspective from Bobcat over the past 25 years, in addition to the 5-year extended warranties, I'm suggesting to proceed with this option despite not being the lowest offer. Recommendation: the Port Management Committee provides the award of the capital project number 11, purchase of new compact track loader to Bobcat of Ottawa Valley at a price of $111,693.50. The list price for this machine was $146,693, but they're giving us $35,000 in discounts and offering the 5-year, 2,000-hour warranty. That the Port Management Committee approves the Port General Manager sign the contract on behalf of the Port Township. Questions?
Go ahead, Frank.
Thanks, the Chair. Jeff, the unit that this is replacing, does it have any trade-in value or resale value?
I'm trying to get an answer from them on that. Actually, I'm trying to get an answer from anybody on that. But the vintage of them and the fact that they've been exposed to road salt for 30 years is a tough sell.
So even if there is some value, it's not going to be a lot.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Questions, comments? Just hold on. Mayor DeShantz, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you want in on this or?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Enjoy your trip. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Pardon me. Through the chair to Jeff, the one you have, are you going to keep it and utilize as much as you possibly can until it basically dies?
That is the plan unless I can get a decent offer for it, which we've done with two of the old units like 10 years ago, models previous to 963s. I think they went to Greg Knobs and he found a use for them, but yeah.
Okay, thanks. Just
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, this one, I missed the amendment. I guess it came out today and I was so, when I look at this, so there's $30,000 difference or roughly, let's call it 30% or something difference in price. So $30,000, and so for an extra 3 years in a warranty, and I don't think we'd spend that much in repairs, to be honest. But so, if you were to look at those two last tractors, the one from Green Trek, one from Bobcat Valley, of Ottawa Valley, functionally from the not tractor, but from a loader perspective, you're not comfortable with the John Deere, or was it just the warranty itself that sold you?
I'm not familiar with John Deere at all and the warranty. To get warranty, I can ask, I guess, what extended warranty is if they offer it. But for me, it's just our service history with Bobcat and their equipment.
Yeah, like I said, it's just $30,000 is it's the percentage too. Like it's a third of the cost, right? So you can
I understand that.
Yeah. So I really think I'd rather go with this one, the cheaper one, to be honest. But I'm willing to be, convinced otherwise. But right now I'm struggling with that one, to be honest. So.
I have one there, that Delta Power Equipment, the JCB 215T. Have you got any experience with that, Jeff? I mean, I'm not worried about the 2 year, 5 year, or 6 years. We still get 2,000 hours, right? No matter how you look at it. So, are you familiar with that one from Delta Power Equipment?
I am not, other than what I've looked at online.
Online you weren't down at the?
No.
Okay.
No.
And what do you think of it?
Like I say, this was just RFP that went out, and these are the tenders I got back. So.
Okay. So, what do you think about it that you looked online? Do you like it? You don't like it? Or is it just
To be honest, I like all
5 year?
of the machines. Some of them don't meet the spec, obviously, but I mean, I know it's also not my money. So, I mean, I'm happy with whatever you let me spend on it. Because it does, like the narrow machine lets us get down the berths, whereas we have a hard time doing that right now with the Bobcats we have.
Could I just add a comment to that?
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
Because we already have the Bobcat, we have a lot of different attachments that we use for it. So we have to be careful that we don't get something that we have to have duplicate attachments for. And everyone uses the Bobcats, not just the maintenance department. The guys all use it when we're moving grain, we're doing cleaning. So that's just an extra training that's required for two different machines. So for me, the simplicity of having the same piece of equipment, all the attachments work, and all the guys are comfortable driving all the units we have is part of the consideration.
I never drove a Ford truck either until I bought Waddy's, but now I get to use the Ford truck and I don't mind it. So go ahead, Waddy.
Uh, Thank you, Your Worship. I just wanted to add that from my experience in the industrial field and heavy equipment, Bobcat is number one, no matter where you go. So it is a very good machine, and we have had our township have bought equipment that we had parts left over from another machine. We couldn't use them, and I think some of them are still sitting out there actually. But it's good choice as far as I'm concerned.
Go ahead, Mr. Cameron, you're in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Well, I can tell you that I don't have any experience with Bobcats, but I've driven some New Holland equipment, some John Deere and some other stuff. Mike, what you said about having the training factor, having the interchangeability of your buckets and your units, and I assume that's interchangeable based on, everything that's going to go on the front of this. It's really a value to have that ability from training and from interchangeability. Bobcat, Waddy, or as you said, they really are tier one. Jason, there's nothing wrong with the other stuff here either. But the two machines that you've got there are the other ones that you've got there right now, the old Bobcats. They've been around for how many years did I hear?
25.
25, 30 years. And they're still ticking, even this old grill that we're looking at getting, or the old machine that we're looking at getting rid of, right? It's still running.
No, like we have 3 963s.
Well, okay.
Um,
Looking at getting,
but they're long in the tooth.
right.
Repairs are getting hard to make on them because you can't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
some parts, but they have been workhorses.
Real
And I don't know, when they were originally bought, they were bought for unloading vessels.
Huh.
When we used the towers,
to drop.
those Bobcats went in the holds of the
Yeah.
ship and they pushed the grain to the legs.
Yeah.
And from there, we've gone to, we don't do that anymore. Now it's handles
Right.
aggregate, road salt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a really good machine and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value out of it. You're not really making a purchase just for today or tomorrow. And I respect what Councillor Ward said about the $10,000 a year for a warranty versus the cost now. But if you're going to buy a workhorse that you've already got the harnesses for, so to speak. I would support the Bobcat motion myself, but that's my opinion based on my knowledge and what I'm hearing.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Ward.
Yeah, so I mean, actually, in the deputy mayor pointing out the JCB 2115T, it's a slightly more pricey than the John Deere one, but I think to that whole conversation, unless I don't think John Deere I think like Bobcat has skid steer. That's the base for the front. My own tractor has it as well, which is New Holland essentially. But so I just don't know the answer. But I believe John Deere actually has their own front attachment. So that's a good point about the John Deere. But the other one, the JCB, I don't know if it has skid steer or not on the front. I don't know if we can figure that out. But I just think that $30,000 is a big difference on the price. It's a third of the price, and it's an extra 30% more, right? So
What do you mean by skid steer?
so it's like it's a universal attachment that they have. Like my any Bobcat attachment you can put in the front of my tractor as well. That's on the front of a Bobcat because it's universal, right? So and I just don't know. I'm assuming that because I think it's only John Deere that has, let's call it, what's proprietary, we'll say, that's a better way to say it, proprietary implements and things like that, where everybody else seems to have a standard they kind of tie into, which is what I've done about yourself, but on your tractors, but mine works on anything, right? So I'm assuming that they would all work on the buckets and things that we have already, but
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, did you have your hand up? You're on.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure out the whole Zoom thing after 4 years.
Okay.
Refresh my memory. So I know the briefing note says that the amount of the project exceeds 75,000. What was the amount that we had budgeted for it?
125,000.
So we're within budget still.
That's right.
And don't
Okay.
forget, this does come with a snow pusher and a bucket.
And
They all price that way, but
there's a lot of question around we're choosing Bobcat. At least part of the discussion that I've heard is we're choosing Bobcat because we're familiar, because we have 2 of them already, that sort of thing. So when we put the tender out, we didn't put the tender out just for Bobcat, though. We put it out for any piece of equipment that would meet the specs.
I put it out based on what I could fit down the dock, the berth, loading berth and unloading berth. It had nothing to do with Bobcat.
Okay. So I'll just look to staff quick. So we have a policy that's in place for how we choose tenders. There are what, 5 that meet the specifications, and there are what, 4 that are cheaper than this one. Is there anything in our bylaw that prevents us from, or that puts us at risk from any of these other companies for choosing one of the other ones? They all meet the specs of the tender.
Right on the RFP, it was stated that lowest bid may not be accepted.
Okay. Okay, but it's still coming in under budget then, right? I just want to be,
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and so I think I guess from my perspective, I mean, I like the lower priced ones as well. I mean, I don't think that there's a whole lot wrong with any of the equipment, or at least from a New Holland or from a John Deere standpoint. They both have pretty fantastic reputations as well, and I'm sure that they would last a long time as well. But the thought of having the attachments and a little bit better extended warranty, I guess if it's worth 30,000, then so be it. That's it for me.
Well, thanks very much for that comment, Mr. Mayor. Go ahead, Frank, please.
Yeah, I think if we're going to compare it on a price basis, we have one unit with a 5-year warranty and 4 units with a 2-year warranty. We would actually need to go back to the other 4 and ask them what the cost of a 5-year warranty would be. And then I think you'd find that you don't have a $30,000 difference. It might not come to 30,000, but it's going to be certainly less than 30,000 if you ask the other 4 suppliers what the cost of an extended warranty would be.
I'm not even sure if you get a 5-year warranty on some of them.
Yeah, that's possibly
You know,
true.
I'm sure, John Deere would give you 2 plus their 2,000, but I don't think a lot of them will give you 5. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor. You had your hand up?
Yeah, I just put it up again. Just year-wise, I guess I didn't ask the question for, like, how many hours, Jeff, are we putting on this machine? I know the years are 2 years, but they're all 2,000 hours. So, even are we going to use the 2,000 hours up in the first 2 years?
In all likelihood, Tori, no, we will not.
Okay. So we would put on how many hours roughly a year?
God.
I mean, if we're talking warranty, that's the
Yeah.
only part that,
The
the others are
original-
2-year, 2,000 hours. That one's 5-year, 2,000 hours.
The
So,
original 963s that we bought in 2001, the highest amount of hours, they're all just over 2,000. I think the highest is about 2,500 hours.
okay. So yeah, the 5-year matters then. That's it for me.
Thanks very much, Mr. Mayor. Go ahead, Mr. Stitt.
I guess, thank you, through the chair. I guess the only advice I would have, speaking from personal experience and having made a mistake, is moving from Bobcat to a JCB. And we very quickly moved back to a Bobcat and took a hit on a JCB. I would implore you not to even consider a JCB, but anyways, that's just me from my experience. But
And you never made a mistake, so I'll go with that. That's worth. Well, it's in front of us, gentlemen. Well, we got 4 now, so that's good. The recommendation, the Port Management Committee approves award the capital project number 11, purchase a new compact track loader, Bobcat Ottawa Valley, price of $111,693.50. The list price is offered at $146,693.50, but they're giving us $35,000 discount as well as a 5-year 2,000 warranty. Port Management Committee approves the Port General Manager signs a contract on behalf of Porter Township. There you have it in a nutshell. Do I get a mover? Moved by Mr. Smell. Where'd
I'm
he
happy
go?
to I'm happy to second it, Steve. I just have one more question, if that's okay, after it's
Yes,
moved and seconded.
absolutely. Yes,
So,
no.
so there's two attachments that come with this. Are we sure part of this decision, I guess we're making is the thought that all of the attachments that we currently have will fit it? Are we certain? Maybe I missed that part of the conversation earlier. Are we certain that all of those will connect in the same way, so we're not having to invest even more to buy similar attachments?
We really don't have that many attachments. Like I said, the new machine comes with the bucket and a snow pusher. The bucket,
That's all that we'll need?
that's all that we will need.
Okay. Good.
And it's
I'm
the
good.
big thing for this machine is it gives us access. Like when the guys are changing conveyor belt for one of the lofters, the marine lofters, we have to roll that belt, which weighs 11 tons, down the dock. This way we can get it down there with a skid steer a little more safely. It just gives us better access to more places on the property than what the 963s do.
Mr. Mayor, did you say you second that?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Got a mover and a seconder. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Oh, now I gotta get out of that. I got out of it. Now I gotta get back into it, and my internet is slow. How come it's so slow? Okay. I guess not used to it. I live in Johnstown, so I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So we are moving purchase of compact. We're amending the 2026 capital budget. That is 8H. And who's talking on that?
I will do.
Leslie?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
So as Jeff reported at the February meeting, we had a little bit of a mishap with respect to the heating in Administrative Building B in January, which resulted in an unexpected expense of the replacement furnace for that building. So unfortunately, it was not included in the original capital budget. So in order to adhere to our municipal auditing standards and to properly amortize that, we would like to add that to the capital budget. And we did put some options, either that we remove one of the other items or find savings there's some savings that we just found through the Bobcat purchase. And my next report is with respect to the basement wall tender, and there are some savings with that. So I'll leave it to committee to determine what option you would like. The recommendation is to amend the budget to include the furnace at a cost of $18,500.
Yeah, well, we saved 4,000, so now we're down 14,000. Now we're down to 4,500.
Yeah.
So we probably could find 4,500 in the walls, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Basement walls.
Definitely.
Go ahead, Mr. Ward.
We could have bought 2 furnaces with my plan, but anyways, no, I'm okay with option number 1. That's what I'm going to say.
So is that what we want to do? To amend it to 18,500, and then we're going to find it anyways, right?
That's right. The amended number, when we come back at the April meeting, we'll
Yeah.
have amended the capital budget to include the new amount.
Okay. Any comments, questions? Yes, go ahead, Mr. Deschamps.
I do. Thank you, Chair. Leslie, is this something we have to? Is this something we have to do? I mean, I think you're going to find that 18,500 somewhere in there. I think in all of the years that I've been on council, we've never gone back and amended any of the budgets that we've done. We fixed them out at year end, but I've never gone back and amended one just after we approved it. So I know it's an unexpected increase and unexpected expense. I was just a little surprised to see the amendment for the budget. So help me understand a little bit better why we have to do that versus finding it in savings from our other projects.
I think I'm just such a rule follower. I was just knowing from past experience that the auditors do look for that follow through approval. We're just hoping to capture that now as opposed to just assuming that it was going to be a given. That's the only reason, Mr. Mayor, that this is being brought forward now.
So procedurally, it's the correct way to do it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That answers my question. Thank you.
Otherwise, we should have included it just solely in operations. Without this approval, it would go under operations, and Rhonda has held it and hasn't begun the amortization process yet.
Yeah, so it could get, that was more my thought, was that it could get rolled in. I mean, we roll a truck into operations every once in a while and stuff like that as well. I know the way that Prescott operates their water plant, they roll a lot of things that we would consider capital, and they roll them through their operations. So I know that there's lots of different ways to do it, but
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions, comments? Anyone else? Frank, on in? Okay, there is a recommendation. The recommendation that Port Management Committee recommends the council approve the amendment of 2026 Port Johnstown capital budget to include emergency replacement of the administration building B furnace in the amount of $18,500, increase in the total approved 2026 capital budget $3,256,000 to $3,274,500. Need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Mr. Ward, seconded by Mr. Smell. All in favor, carried. Thank you very much. Now we're coming up to HI is exterior basement wall repair, and that will be Leslie.
Sure.
Go ahead, Leslie.
Thank you. So I apologize in advance. This is another sole source request, but you will be no strangers to Samoda. They have been working with us at the port since 2014, so obviously well beyond my arrival. So I did in the report include the bin wall repair program, just an overview of what's been done, and the current phase is the basement wall repair. So this year is kind of concluding the project that's been ongoing for over 10 years. So they plan to do 67 repairs as of this year. And the budget is coming in under $75,000 less than what we budgeted for. So we're looking for Port Management's approval to sole source again to Samoda for a price of $373,000 pre-tax.
Okay, questions, comments, please? Go ahead, Mr. Deschamps, you're up again.
Just one quick one. Leslie, this will finish and it'll conclude that cement work, the structural components cement work that needed to be done. Is there more work that needs to be done? I'm just looking at, it comes in well under budget. While they're there, if there's more to be done, would it make sense, to actually see if they'll do more work to get it up to the budget? That's all that I was thinking.
Sure, that's a great question, and that's what we did in talking with Mike, the operations manager. We do plan to do a walkthrough with their P-Eng when they do come on site to set up their portable trailer, and also this year as we plan to do our asset management plan when we have the engineer on site doing the structural assessments of everything. We'll also undertake a review to determine, basically with the age of the infrastructure over 100 years old, it's going to be constantly kind of undertaking repairs. So just to what extent do we need to start a new program?
Always go on.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if we've got 75 or 77 still sitting there and we can get ahead of next year's budget or the year after that's budget, and they're already on site and they're already doing work and we're already sole sourcing them. I mean, we do it when we, we looked at our crushed rock tenders last week, and we can, continue to buy extra in excess of that once we sign the contract for the year. So I don't know, this doesn't seem all that different to me. We budgeted that amount. If there's work that needs to be done and it's coming in so much under and they're there, it would make sense to have them continue to fix some of the other work. As long as it needs to be done, it's not, I don't want it to be a make work project, but I mean, if there is, amounts of work that makes sense, I would support that.
Sure, we can report back after, I assume in April, they'll be able to come and do a site visit depending on the weather. So we can report back after the walkthrough with them.
Good. And there is a recommendation. Any other questions, comments before I read the recommendations? Frank, no? Mr. Cameron? Okay. We got a recommendation, Port Management Committee approves and awards the basement wall repairs 2026 to Cemento Inc. and the unit price stated above. The Port Management Committee approves Port General Manager signs a contract on behalf of the Port and Township. Need a mover. Moved by Mr. Ward, seconded by Mr. Deschamps. All in favor? Carried. Okay, number 9, approval disbursements, port accounts. Accounts of the Township of Eversburg Cardinal approves the payment, support invoices circulated. Numbers as follows. $185,512.52. A total 53 batch 5, 53,851,058 cents, batch 6, 709.73 cents, batch 7 checks 1,798 and 89 cents, and batch 8, $196,386.15 for a total of $252,746.35 and 185,512.52 for a total of $438,258.87. I need a mover and a seconder for this, please. Moved by Mr. Smell, second by Mr. Ward. All in favor? Carried. Council inquiries and notice of motion, if any. Chair's report. We have nothing to report tonight. Number 11, question period. No, you got any? No, you're not in the crowd, Mr. Deschamps. Closed session was removed. So, that being said, we are on number 15. Adjournment. Read the, who has a motion, or do we have a motion? No? I need a mover and a seconder. So move. No, I can't. Moved by Mr. Smell, seconded by Mr. Ward. All in favor? Carry. Adjourn. 7:43.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, you too. I'm glad you're down there. Hope you get home soon.